Okay, so if my camera will work for me, which is my phone, sadly, still, the paper mache part was a success, but I kind of came up with another idea. I think it's more fun and I can use more spheres than anything else. So I think I'll go with that idea instead. It's just a matter of how I would make, instead of paper towels, the paper bags three-dimensional, because that will be the platform of this statue. It might end up being a lamp, I don't know. It might end up sitting and then there'll be multiple tissue spheres of this and they'll be in different shapes and they'll all come up and go aligned and it might go out a little or, you know, something like that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll add some paper towels with what I've got. So instead of paper towels being the main material, it'll be tissue paper, mache spheres. This guy being the bottom layer, the main layer, or the main part to keep all this together, and then maybe paper towels can be also in it. So you know, something interesting. It's just a matter of doing it now and doing more paper mache. I don't like how this one turned out because there's all these cuts that I made and I did use a ton of layers, but what I could do after I paper mache the sphere is take it out, take the foam ball out, and then fix it up along the way. I do want several different shapes of this, so I'll have to go back to Michael's and get more sphere shapes, unless I can find a way to make other shapes, which would be cool too. So make it more non-representational. It's turning out to be fun so far. I've always liked paper mache, so it can be messy, but you can. It's interesting how you can make the shape that you want out of paper and then take the saran wrap out and there you go. It's the shape that you want it and it stays. Now if I were to poke it, I mean, there you go, but you can just easily send it back in. But the goal is to make it an entire sphere and just glue it all together. So that'll make it more challenging. I might cut some in half just to make it easier to put on this part, but then as it goes higher up, it'll all be one sphere. So we'll see how that works. So far paper mache part is in progress. It's just a matter of how could I make it so that I can get the spheres out easier. Either way, it's probably going to end up me cutting the spheres in half, the paper mache part in half, very carefully, and then paper macheing it over the cut part to fix it up again. That's going to be a challenge too. So very hard working with paper, especially fragile stuff like tissue paper. This tissue paper that I bought is very fragile, so it kind of ripped with the first to second layer, but as I kept gluing down more and being more gentle with it, it started working with me. So yeah, so might not even need this cone now. I feel bad. Maybe I can use it for another piece then, or for our next project. We'll see what happens. Maybe I can put it in the installation. So we shall see. But I've got a new idea and I'm gonna sort of stick with that one. We'll see what happens as I keep progressing. So I find that very interesting when you go into a project and you work on them and then your ideas slowly change, or you're like, oh, this would be more interesting than this, and oh, maybe I can add all this paper instead, maybe I can, you know. So I find that very interesting about this project so far, that your ideas could constantly change based on what you're doing with the paper and how the paper works with you or against you. So yeah. I shall continue with the paper mache, make more spheres, and then get a design going for this and try to make it three-dimensional. Probably layer a lot of these. Or get a cardboard, layer it, and make this the top layer. I don't know. We'll see. So many exciting things. So expect more videos or more progress videos very soon.